Welcome to the Get Real with King Arthur show. Glad you're with me today. Well, there's an elephant in the room here. Now, it happens to be election day. Now, by the time you see this, it will be past, which is no problem because I'm speaking to not who wins the election, but I want to talk about to those who lose the election. I do not know who will lose. And yet, on the other hand, I find that in every election, I lose and win some. Now, the presidency, it's win or lose. But I want to speak to this, how you are to respond if you do lose. I think of a parallel time in American history when at the site of the Battle of Gettysburg, Abraham Lincoln gave his famous Gettysburg Address. He spoke to a nation divided bitterly and at a horrible battlefield, bloody, awful. And so he had words to say that I think are applicable to our own situation where we have a nation bitterly divided. Up to 70% of Americans feel that the worry about the election has traumatized them. Now, I want some advice to those who lose. First, you'll always win some and not lose totally, and those who win will lose some. But Lincoln has words for us. He spoke not only to the winning side, the Union, but to all of America. And his advice was that from this bitter fight, we learn something. And he says we ought to learn to take increased devotion, that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people should not perish from this earth. So we may lose, or someone may lose the election, but that only should stir us to increase vigilance. Now, one good thing about the election, whoever wins, is I think there's been a great turnout. And that is a great vote for democracy. And I think citizens are aroused and concerned, and they ought to be, but not to panic. Now, there are some reactions that I want to speak against. Violence of any kind, shooting at people, rioting. Protesting is okay, but rioting and violence are absolutely wrong. Shooting at people. I don't think you should run to Canada if you lose. Stay and fight. I don't think you should withdraw into civil war. I even hear people talking about civil war. Didn't we learn once about the horrors of civil war? And so I say that be a happy warrior. If you lose, we're not giving up, whichever side you're on. We're going to continue to monitor our nation, to support our nation, to disagree when we must disagree, and to hold steady. So no running to Canada, no violence, no horrible demonstrations. You can protest. No giving up, and say, well, I'm going to trim my own garden or something. No. Increase devotion for America, for the country of the people, by the people, and for the people. I think you'll agree to me. and let's take increased devotion, whoever wins. Okay, thank you.